here's another thing to watch for if you're trying to get sober, or if you know somebody that is. When somebody, like myself, I call it fishing. I just throw a couple lures into the water, and I ask somebody, "Oh, you going to meetings?" And they're like, "Yeah." And I'm like, anything that you heard in a meeting catch you, make you think more, or you get anything out of it? And the person's like, not really. It could mean one or two things. The meeting sucks and they need to go to another meeting, or they're not really interested in going deep. Because people that, when you're talking to them, people that want to get sober are usually at the most crisis level of their life. They will try anything, okay? They'll try anything, even vegetables. So when I talk to somebody, I look for the truth, and I look if they're going to go deep, Like some people, they're not going to go deep because they're not really even scratching the surface of the root cause of why they're using. There's a reason why we choose our medicine of choice. And, and I tell people, getting sober is a lot like going to the gym. You can talk about it, or you can be about it. I know people that say they want to go to the gym. It's been, let's see, we met a girl, what was it, a month ago? She's like, I live across the street. I gave her number. I was showing her something, I need to get in here. I got a bike, blah, 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 blah. Nothing. Same thing with sobriety. If somebody wants to get sober, they will be asking questions. They will be asking you, what do you recommend? What's your story? So when I work with someone and they're not really looking to go deep, I just kind of know that I'm wasting my time talking to them. And like it says in the Bible, don't cast your pearls before swine, because you're just wasting your time. I get a person on here, messaging my girlfriend and shit, and he deletes my number every time I give it to him. I give you my number so you can contact me if you're having a problem. Not that I'm your sponsor, but when I ask them questions, they give you what I call the Hallmark postage stamp. Just basic bullshit, cold fish fucking responses where they're just hoping that you don't start asking too many questions because they know that you're going to see through their bullshit. And so when somebody's they're still open to using drugs, or they're still actively using, you know what I mean? So like whether they're an alcoholic or whatever, both. If a person isn't like broken completely, when I ask a person, what are you willing to do to quit doing what you're doing? When a person just goes, well, I don't know, whatever it takes. Well, what does that mean to you? Whatever it takes to me is going down to the outpatient clinic in fucking 0-degree weather, riding a subway, going even fucking further underground in the cold, in a tunnel, and being the only person at the meeting, because it was too cold. Well, they didn't call and cancel the meeting, So it's like this. If you put the amount of time looking for drugs as you did as looking for the truth and looking for sobriety and turning your life over to the only higher power, and that's really just something that I just tell people. Listen, you're not going to be able to, I'm not saying to be rude to you, but you're not going to be able to do it and without Jesus Christ. Do you know what I mean? Like the person that the God that created you wants you to submit to him. Look at it. The nerd wouldn't be over here doing my dishes if she didn't completely change her life around. And now look at her. Look how muscular. Turn around. I want to look at your face. All right, you don't have to do that. Let me just see how your back. Look how muscular her back is. Look at that shit. Her back, she's got more definition in her back than I do. All right, quit She'd be practicing that shit in the mirror. I know she does. I know she does.
From the best.
I don't spend a lot of time in the mirror. How much time do I spend in the mirror? You want to get off on a tangent?
Not a huge amount, but
Not a huge amount. Well, when you look like this, no. I look in the mirror not to see how good I look. I look in the mirror to see if I'm getting fatter. All right. Anyways, don't listen to the last part of the video. It's just bullshit. It's just her wanting to be involved in the video as usual. I told the nerd that, other than her owing me her life and everything else, she's been the only one that's ever was able to follow the plan. It wasn't foolproof right away, but once you get the gist of what I'm saying, it becomes easier. You're not a lot. Yeah, that's what I tell people. Yeah, well,
once I was ready to fully submit and be like, look, I don't have any power. I'm not doing this my way. My way doesn't work. That's when things started changing.
Yeah, I tell people, I'm not telling you because, listen, I don't get a free T-shirt for everybody that does what I tell them to do. I just know it works. You want to waste your time watching Dr. Phil videos, or you want to go with somebody who's been through this shit and, lost both of his brothers to opiates, you know what I mean? And nobody in my family wants to talk about it, but I'm willing to. And I'm willing to be real and sincere with people. When I talk to somebody in person and they're just kind of, I call it, cold, lukewarm. There's no passion. There's no fire. It's like anything else. It's just monotone, monochromatic, bullshit, mundane, mediocre. They've been doing this same bullshit speech and the same, just trying to, she used to try to fool me going through the motions all the time. I go, here's why I know it's not working, because there's no proof. Your life hasn't completely changed. I don't see a change in your attitude.
I'm trying to just, I was absolutely trying to bullshit you.
Yeah, she's always trying to bullshit me. But
not anymore, but for a very long time,
You can't bullshit somebody that has the Holy Spirit.
Exactly.
I used to tell her, I know what you're doing, and there's no way I could know.
Exactly, there's no other explanation.
She said it used to scare her.
It did. That's what really was like, look, he's got somebody on his side. I want that guy on my side.
Who? The guy?
The Lord.
Okay, what was one? Sure. Okay. And, you can buy my book. If feeling sorry for myself worked, I'd be a success. You can get it on Kindle. I don't even know what that is. Or whatever, but you just send us $6.66 and become a sponsor, and we'll help you, okay? We'll help you. Okay? You got it? You understand what I'm throwing at you? Okay.